Welcome to No Time Explained. I'm stressed already. Y'all have already got me in that funk at the moment, everybody. But anyway, we have a full pod. Suchi's actually here, and surprisingly, he's eating. What? Suchi.
Squad!
This is going to be one of those tonight.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Trash.
Anyway, Ego the Hungry. I can't even say your name right. Jesus Christ.
It's okay. I do my intro. Ego the humble bragger, the one and only. A.K.A. Lord Vader, A.K.A. the best in the world. Huh? It's my sexy voice.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Africa.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Mexico.
I'm already triggered. I be Friction and Mrs. I be Friction.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Where were you?
I was trying to get my arm from the table.
No, forget it.
Okay.
They're rocky, guys. It's okay.
We're a mess at the moment.
Oh, shoot. We were doing intros. Instagram, Suchi91. Facebook, Ladante Suchi. Go ahead and listen to my music on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, and wherever local listing that you might look for your source of audio entertainment under the name Suchi. Go ahead, listen to Tofu, Thoughts of a Fuck Up. It'll give you a good story.
I'm surprised he made it that far without messing up.
You know what? That actually is surprising. I was 2 seconds from muting you.
I was waiting for your downfall.
That was good.
Yeah, bro. It took you 3 episodes.
Why did that fit, though?
Perfect time.
Why did that fit?
They're going to take our episode down. Copyright the fuck out of
They
it.
say, oh, we got him down.
We're just getting this is where we get canceled, right? At this very moment.
As long as they listen.
Well, guys, the election's over. It's
Wait,
official.
you introduce our special guest?
You're right. I almost forgot about. So
Wait, is it technically over, though? We got 45 days.
We'll get into that. Let's first
Anyway.
introduce our special guest.
we have a very special guest with us. We have the amazing, phenomenal, our lifetime sponsor.
Lifetime.
She's in the
Lifetime.
house. This woman is a coach, a teacher, an entrepreneur.
It wasn't an option.
Nah, it's not an option.
Not an option.
What's it?
Welcome.
She didn't have a choice, but she's
Football player?
Yeah, she's an athlete, professional bodybuilder, head bitch in charge.
Don't say pro. Don't say professional.
wish I was
Nah, you should get there.
One day.
People take that shit seriously.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna hype her up because I can't.
Future professional bodybuilder.
Fine. Anyway, the head bitch in charge at Sparkle Bitch, Emma V. What's good, Emma?
Hello, everybody. Hello.
She's new.
Wish you could give us some of that mic towards.
I know.
She's trying to get it closer. She knows she's thick.
We're working on it.
I can do it. It's gross, right?
Why do we call you the humble?
that was uncomfortable.
Right?
Well, not in a good way.
I know.
Kinda,
That's how I feel when you guys do it.
no,
You and Kodak over there.
Why do we call you the humble bragger again?
Oh.
We're not. I'm not.
You sure, baby? I could eat them.
No.
It's very easy.
Of course you could.
Not right now. We're not eating anything right now. Now I can't speak for the next 15, 20 minutes. So anyway, like I was saying,
Oh, sorry, Brandon. Go.
like I was saying earlier, thank God the election's over with. It's officially done. I know they're still doing a couple smaller recounts, but it's been called. We have a new president of the United States, ladies and gentlemen.
Uncle Joe.
Yeah, Uncle Joe.
He ain't my
I thought it
uncle.
was Grandpa Joe. I think
Uncle-
it's more like a grandpa.
They
at this
called
point.
the Republicans call him Uncle because of the whole like kids thing. Let's call him Grandpa Joe because the uncle was supposed to be creepy. That's why they called him Uncle.
Well, he's about to
But
be.
that
he is.
he is.
That doesn't erase the creepiness.
He still is.
So would he be Pawpaw Joe?
Talking to the mic. Pull it close to your
He's-
face.
Would he be
still
Pawpaw
Uncle-
Joe?
No, he's still Uncle Joe. That part didn't go away because he's president.
He can both be Uncle Joe and Grandpa Joe at the same time. He's about to be 78 years old.
America.
Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa. There we go.
That does not fly in most part of the country. That's serious in most part of the countries.
I'm going to call him Abuelo.
we should treat creepiness seriously as well.
Huh?
We should treat creepiness seriously as well.
Like the Nicki Minaj song?
So we have a new president. I'm excited.
Did we think he would actually get
Lose?
it though?
Yes.
Do you think we would actually win?
Yeah.
I was 50-50.
Yeah, I was half dozen, 6 in the other.
I thought Trump was going to win.
Yeah, I
too.
thought I was
pretty sure Trump was.
pretty confident he was going to win.
America's too conservative for him not to win. It's shocking, actually.
I was going to say racist.
Like, no, like me even from where I work, who he assigned as postmaster general, I thought they was going to try to rig the election.
I mean, he's still trying to at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Recount start Monday. Well, he start his court stuff Monday. So
And the Supreme Court stuff and all that other jazz. So there's still opportunity for that to happen. I mean, that's not off the table just yet. We still got another 2.5 months before.
Yeah, but every time in the past there's been a swing state, like after recount, it's been within like 1,000 votes.
yeah, he's lost by a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. That's the circumstances are a little different this time than it
And
was.
he can only call for recount in certain areas where he qualified, and I don't think he qualifies in all of the swing states to even get a recount.
Yeah, we'll see.
The things he's sued about aren't necessarily recounts. Like lawsuits that have been thrown out were him complaining how they wouldn't let more of his campaign officials in there
To watch the count, yeah.
Which they were. The only one that settled was Pennsylvania, and they settled on the amount with both parties to make them happy. Everything else got thrown out. People don't understand what the lawsuits actually are in half these states.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, honestly, because it's like, I know a lot of the judges and everything, they wanted to allow his lawsuits to go through. It's like, give us a valid reason, and we'll gladly give you, we'll gladly give it to you. And they were like,
They didn't have one.
it's because it's rigged, and it's like, well, you got nothing, so I'm not. No,
His
we're throwing this
valid,
out.
his valid reason is just cause.
Because I'm
That's enough. I asked.
Because I'm the president and I'm above the law.
Hey, nah. When you got people chasing you and looking at you, you're going to try to get your way out of something. We're going to talk about that in a bit.
Please do,
What
because
happened to
I'm
you, bro?
lost.
Huh?
What happened to you, bro? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. What was up?
I thought you were talking about yourself. Are you okay?
People are chasing and looking after
Yeah,
you.
you want to wink? Wink if you're okay.
All right, there we go.
All right, guys.
A little concerned, but I'm more upset at the fact is, like I said, I was concerned about the election because this was honestly, to be fair, should have been a blowout. There shouldn't have been a reason why it was that close.
I don't know.
No, it's a really
I
good
think-
reason why.
I don't
Oh no! There's actual reasons why it wasn't. But in a situation where it should have been a blowout and it wasn't.
I think you're holding America to a
Higher
higher moral standard than they actually have.
Yeah, this ain't New Zealand.
We are apparently racist as a country. And the
Xenophobic.
map, that blue and red map shows you just how racist this country is as a majority. So it makes a lot of sense that it was as close. And only because, it only was able to be this close because of people like Stacey Abrams and stuff like that, who's pushing for the minority to vote in some capacity. Because without her and people like her, it would have been he would have won the same way he won in 2016, just overwhelmingly.
Yeah, and especially being a woman that's coming from first-hand knowledge of voter suppression and rigging.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw something that people were like, it was like 60% of people didn't vote because they didn't think he was going to win anyway. That was his first election when he went against Hillary. So people were like, oh, he's not going to win. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
So they didn't vote either way. And then, look at he got 4 years of torment.
That 60% was like, yeah, let me go.
Yeah,
Let me head on down.
They showed up this year, yeah.
they showed up this time.
I think my favorite part of this election has been the memes because they have
Golden
been
memes.
grade
Golden
A hilarious.
Well, the
hilariousness.
internet is undefeated always. Like within a fraction of a second, something is up.
It's so fast. Well, me and Emma were watching part of Saturday Night Live last night, and she pointed out that they even got the outfits correct.
From the inauguration speech, like Kamala's outfit was identical. I was like, it's been like 3 hours.
Their production team is like, boom, we got it. Order it.
They probably made it from scratch in the studio, knowing Saturday Night Live.
Sitting there.
Down to the satin bow. Sure,
Everything.
they had it.
Everything.
I can't wait to watch it tonight.
Man.
We watched Dave Chappelle's monologue,
Yeah.
and the man, like he pulls you from so far left, and you don't know where he's going. Like he started talking about his grandfather.
Yeah, the opening
The
joke.
opening.
Yes.
And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like sitting there, I'm almost like disappointed. Like he's talking about his grandfather, and then he just pulled it back around, and I'm just like, oh, this man is a genius.
And Dave, you trust. He's never let a joke down.
No.
He proved it in his stand up when about getting kicked in the
I feel like it was so appropriate that he was the host because he was a host 4 years ago.
No census finish.
You censored yourself?
Yeah.
I would say Dave proved it when
'Cause
he told the story about the pimp and why he quit the
Yes.
show. His whole monologue was talking about this book he read about a pimp, and then it connected all the way back to why he left in the first place.
I think the book was called Pimp.
Yeah. It's called Pimp, yeah.
Like he's just proved it.
Thank you.
But what I was getting at was the stand-up joke he made about pulling a reference or a phrase out of a bowl, and then he started
He was
somewhere.
able to
His
tie it
punchline.
up.
He pulled a
Yeah.
punchline out of a bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I think I couldn't remember. I think it's either he said it ended with kick her in the pussy or like kick her in the like it was something.
Yeah.
Punching
No,
the pussy, right? Or kicking the pussy.
I think it was kick. But yeah.
And he
yeah,
said,
yeah.
"I'm gonna connect this punchline by the end of the show. I'm gonna
he
put
did
it."
it
And he
again.
told him, and he made everything, and it worked.
Yeah.
Well, the man is a storyteller. That's just like he's just an expert storyteller alongside with history, knowledge, and facts. That's just one. That's one of many of Dave Chappelle's greatest qualities. So it only makes sense for him, especially after how funny it was 4 years ago when Trump got inaugurated. It only made sense for him to do
Right.
it.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Because like even like at that point in time, everybody's confused and worried, just like what's gonna happen. And Dave kind of just went like, "Hey man, we have to give him a chance, see what happens." And then like 6 months later, he was like, "Well, I was wrong."
Sorry.
So
But even in his monologue, he didn't condemn the Trumpers. He just offered some nigga lessons.
That's hilarious.
Definitely did.
Yeah, he was like,
I think that was the title of it.
you know how we felt 4 years ago? We understand how you feel. We get it. But black people have been doing this for a long time. We'll teach you. Come on down. We'll show you how to be oppressed.
I
Don't
mean,
get
it's not
these
even
nigga
a
lessons.
fair word to use for them.
not a
it's not a fair word. But
Because let's be careful with that.
Did they
because
get to be called that?
if we throw that a word around,
Oh man.
they will
take it
They
and
will
run.
take it and run, and like, man, we are oppressed people, much like yourselves, and that connection is not going to stick. But they're going to want to make it stick.
Well, with almost officially having President Biden, what standard are we holding him to? Because I think you have Americans who are kind of like giving him this savior identity, like, oh, he's going to come in and save the black man, and he's just going to make the world a better place for black people. And come on, black folks, Obama happened, so let's not think that any president is going to come in and just
Be a savior.
for us as a people. Like, yeah, he talked a good game, even when he was tweeting talking about some, African Americans have my back, I'm gonna have yours. And it's like, it's easy to talk like that.
Did you see that meme about the student loans?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Joe, remember Thursday at 4 o'clock?
By them stairs.
By
In
them
that
stairs
suit.
over in that what's the name suit? You promised them student loans would be good.
3:15 p.m.
And I
Get to
hope
work.
that mindset of just thinking that, oh, okay, he got us isn't the majority of people, because we can very much end up in a situation like we were with Obama and being mad because we felt like what should have happened didn't happen.
Well, I don't even know if this is going to be a tangent, but I don't want to get to the point of where black people as a community sometimes get caught up in a savior complex.
And wanting
Where
somebody to
we
save us.
need something else to save us and make things better for us.
I think it's more so just a lack of
Get
knowledge.
closer.
I think it's more so just a lack of knowledge, because you can have who you want at the very top of the pyramid, but there's so many other moving parts underneath that pyramid, and no one really knows
and let's
or
not
even
be-
participates.
Let's not be confused. In 2020, no one should think that the president is the top of the pyramid. He's just a figurehead.
That's
Top
Senate,
of our
boy.
pyramid is Congress. That is the top of our pyramid.
Them 100 boys.
So when people talk about
500 and
More
something.
more
between
so
the
to
House and
say
the Senate.
when I say the top of the pyramid, I'm saying
the government, like the government in general.
no. It's even if he is a figurehead, he's the top of the pyramid because that's what everyone looks at. That's who everyone looks at, whether it be citizens of the
no,
states
and that's-
or people overseas.
So-
Our president reflects our country.
So, Okay.
No, it's true.
No, you're right.
The idea is true, but there's
But that's why I said
it's the reality is different because like yes, we see the president as the top of the pyramid, but how much power does the president really have in comparison to
and that's
Congress?
why I said what I said in
moving parts.
2020. People should have been paying attention in history class. We should
The
know.
government econ class.
Like y'all was not paying attention if y'all think the president really has as much power as y'all think he does.
I think it is. I think we forget. I think the problem is the president has way more power outside the country as far as like representing us
Right.
in our
Okay,
relationship
yeah.
with people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because at the end of the day, like pre-Trump, even pre-Obama, like the standard of president and the way he dealt with other countries and foreign affairs was all pretty similar. You know what I mean? Between Clinton and Bush, even Obama, really. Trump was really the outlier of just being terrible at it, just being absolutely awful at it.
Being our like
Yeah,
ambassador,
Taking
going
us
to-
out of so many
Yeah.
conventions and
Pulling
agreements,
us out of agreements and
Yeah.
starting shit with the UN and everything like that. And
Right.
like, it's just, he
banning people.
was telling other countries they're going to pay us for stuff. Like, when we
Yeah.
owe them money.
Yeah,
China owns us technically.
Yeah, I never understood that, and I never understood why some of the public get that so misconstrued, where they're just like they want to talk so much shit about China, and I was like, you do realize that China, the amount of money we owe China is like being in a very forgiving and lenient mafia deal.
They
Like
can pull that debt at any.
exactly, it's just one of them things. It's like it's like sidebars. It's like, oh, Jeremy and Torrance are beefing, and Jeremy's like, oh, I'm about to go fight Torrance. I'm like, well, I owe Torrance $10,000 that he's been gracious enough to not attack me, assault me, or break my legs, and says I can pay him back whenever I want to.
I don't know about your support.
So,
Well, you know what happened, really. But we asked them, we asked them for a bunch of money. They gave it to us. We bought a bunch of weapons, and now they can't take the money back because we got all these weapons. So it's like, when you gonna come back? You gonna come get this money? I owe you what now? Was fucking what was the Wayans brother when out the mail truck?
Do we have a problem?
with the nuke in the nuke in the back.
Because is my information outdated? Because it's somebody who's not allowed to
wearing that
have
shirt.
who's not allowed to have an army, right?
Wait, what?
What?
Or who can't have their army leave their borders due to some
Oh,
deal?
are you talking about Japan?
Is that Japan? Okay.
Honestly, Suchi, I don't know.
if that's the
I don't think that's still a thing.
Okay.
Because if that is, oh my goodness, it is 2020. Because that was the agreement back during the World War II.
After we drop some nukes.
After we nuked them, it was the agreement of hey, y'all can't have an army outside state. But I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know because
I couldn't remember who it was. Like,
it was definitely Japan.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, we don't be beefing with Japan like that, so it's kind of hard to. It's kind of really easy to forget about that. Just like,
PlayStation 5.
hey, yep.
That's the Japanese company.
Hey, we love y'all. We love your culture. We love y'all. Just
I'll be
don't mess nothing up. But yeah, like my biggest gripe in the election, outside of a couple of things we'll discuss in a second, is the fact that we still have Mitch McConnell as a senator. Like, talk about a person. Talk about a person that needs to be fired and fired immediately is that man. Like, he is the Republican head of the Senate. So he is in charge of putting bills up to vote. I think the bill count is like, 700 or something bills that the House has passed that he's just not put up to vote at all?
Nope.
And not even that they're shot down. It's just he hasn't brought them up to vote. Like, so they
I
haven't
mean, to me, that's tuning in now. Because if I never present to you...
Jeremy.
I'm good. Okay. If I'm never presenting you a request or agreement says, hey, this is what I need from you, it's never going to go anywhere. It's going to sit there.
Gradually ignoring them.
Yeah. It's like,
Passively ignoring them.
yes.
It's like, Jeremy, you're an assistant in a company. Your job is to organize meetings every month. And they go, hey, we need to organize 10 meetings this month. And you just don't do it at all.
No. Did you get them? Yeah.
You would be fired.
Did you put them on the calendar? No. Why? You really like them. They're not your meetings.
Well, that's not even the worst type of no. The worst type of no is never saying no. Like, oh, you do that for me? Oh, I get there.
We'll see.
You got the thing for me? Oh, I'm working on it.
The meeting is in 5 minutes.
Give me a couple
I'm working on
hours.
it.
Give me a couple
Yeah.
hours.
Almost there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, almost.
maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe it's the worst type of no. You come tonight? I might.
It's possible.
Hey, it's
Possible.
It's possible.
hey, the party ends in 10 minutes. You never know.
You know, I'm getting dressed.
Anything can happen.
That is so annoying.
Yeah. But like I said, that's like was one of those things. Like him, Lindsey Graham. Well, I foresaw Lindsey Graham kind of staying in power, even though he got abysmally outraised by by a black man candidate. But like you have literally two hypocrites and somebody that's not doing their job at all, and you're just gonna keep them there. Look, like if anybody's complaining about a stimulus deal, it's his fault.
Man,
I hear that a lot of people just need to be replaced, like they've been there too long. Because one thing that I've been hearing recently is people complain about how long Nancy Pelosi's been the Speaker of the House.
this country is too old.
But Suchi, we went through the process to replace them, and people chose to keep them there. That's the problem.
You know what, Medea, yes, I'm Medea quoting, which also she got this from Maya Angelou.
You just got a little darker, bro.
Yeah, right. It's gonna get darker.
You got your lotion?
Wait, with Medea?
No, your skin color got a little darker.
No, I have to stop that. I got cream. If someone shows you who they are,
Believe them.
you believe them. People keeping people in power I'm so numb to it. It's not surprising to me anymore.
Because humans are trash.
Humans are trash. Like them keeping Trump winning the presidency does not surprise me because he was trash. Him not getting reelected surprises me because humans are trash. Nancy Pelosi being in power for so long doesn't surprise me. Because again, it's these people in power want to stay in power as much as possible. So when it comes to these things happening, and it's like, well, how does that keep happening? How's that? It's because that even people are not exercising their right to get them out, or the people that actually knows what's going on
Aren't telling anybody
about it.
And honestly, I feel like it's kind of both.
And people don't research either.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
that comes down to the local elections. Every Cook County judge retained their position, even the one who stepped down 4 months ago. He retained his position. He stepped down for lawsuits.
And then people voted to keep him there. Like,
Because they don't do the read. They just mark yes, 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 yes. But no, there's literally like 8 racist judges that we needed to vote out. And
Me and
still there.
Me and
the
Jeremy,
one that's not there is still there. Go
Me-
figure.
Of course.
me and Jeremy were talking about that before the podcast. Like time moves forward and things change, and the people who were racist back in the day or were used to a certain type of lifestyle are still holding very powerful seats.
Okay, use the example.
I'm not one to be like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
But man, look, I'm about to use the example. So
ahead.
I'm taking this example, and the person, if they ever listen to this podcast, they know I stole it from them, and I won't give them any credit. So I have a boy spoiler. So I'm gonna say spoiler alert.
Oh, the boys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say the boys.
I'm
I'm a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
My bad. The boys. Brendan, I'm sorry. Okay, so I gave everybody time to just pause. Okay, so there's this hero in there called in The Boys season 2 called Stormfront. Stormfront, used to be well, she still is. She's racist pretty much. She's racist and she hates any person. She believes in white nationalism, hates people of color. So she used to be called Liberty or Captain Liberty or something like that. So over time, she kind of reinvented herself, and now her name is Stormfront. And literally that portion just shows you how racism changed from being real blatant, then slowly just evolving with the times. And then when you even look up her name, Stormfront, it's actually a group from a white nationalist supremacist group. So she's blatantly, fun fact. So she's blatantly
Like I just found this out like right before the podcast.
And then even when she has a conversation with Homelander, she even tells him, hey, you have to evolve with the times. So literally,
So it's not that she changed.
yeah, it's not that she changed, it's that she found a new way to still oppress the people. So like people that still had these values, they're still alive and kicking. And
Evil don't die.
Evil lives a long
No, there's
time.
full organizations. I was actually just watching a documentary or a newscast, about just yesterday in the middle of the presidential stuff. ABC was just talking about stuff. And they were talking about a white supremacist group that they have like camps all over the country. Some are abandoned right now because of stuff that happened back in the 90s when it was the Oklahoma community center got bombed back in, what was that, 95?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's when the camps started to go empty because everyone went into hiding because no one wanted to be a part of it. You know, when shit hits the fan,
You bag out.
right?
But your views
but they're
don't
not
change.
backed
Yeah,
out. They're
right.
just hiding in plain sight.
Yep.
And that shit's still around, and we can see it coming out now more than ever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it wasn't suppressed, or it was suppressed, but it wasn't gone. Never.
It's never erased.
You're
Right.
It's still there. It's just that it's not in the
In a different
forefront.
capacity.
In a different capacity, right?
True evil never dies. It only changes forms. It's like matter.
Hey, no.
That
First
was
of all, don't give him that. Don't give him that. Where'd you get that from?
That's literally what matter is. Matter never dies. It only
true
changes form.
That
No,
Where'd
the
you
way
get
you
that
quote,
said it. The way you said it.
true evil never dies. It just changes form. I promise you, that is a quote. It has to be.
I literally just took what the definition of matter was and put true evil in the front.
Y'all
Go ahead,
continue.
do your
I
research.
think it's from the originals.
I've never watched the originals. I don't know what that is. Is that vampire thing I complained about?
You know what? We're gonna go back on topic,
Okay.
but the point is that with this year and this era, we should be able to do a little bit, be better about who we decide to have in elected positions and who has power and who doesn't. Especially when when we control who gets put in those positions. Like, there's not a reason why in 2020, when everybody has cell phones and everybody is fighting the war for the newest iPhone or whatever, to not be able to go and research something. Yes, Jeremy.
Freddy Krueger.
I knew it. I knew it.
Freddy Krueger.
You stole from
Are you
Freddy
serious?
Krueger, bro.
True evil never dies.
son.
It's just reborn.
Damn,
That is Nightmare on
son.
Elm Street.
I didn't look. I literally just took what the definition of matter
Well, you know,
was.
Sushi do that in his music, so
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not a biter. I'm a writer, but myself another.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Back on topic.
But like we have literally all the information we need in the palm of our hands at any point in time, and people literally will not use that.
I think it's getting better within the last 4 years.
It's
And
getting better.
and because of Gen Z.
It's
honestly,
getting better due to younger generations, which is where it's gonna matter.
As stupid as Gen Z can be.
Wow.
I thought so too. I had this conversation with somebody 2 days ago, one of my coworkers, who's a very, very like gung ho, like, you know, Biden hair. It's like I said the same thing. She like shut me down. She's like, "Oh well, I just read this article, and 60% of the voters between 18 and 26 that just voted the same way their parents did, regardless of information."
It depends where you're from,
Well,
too.
But like that's still that 60%'s a lot though.
Well,
is.
and not
From yeah.
I guess what I'm not speaking on them as far as when it came to so much as voting, but in the other things I see that generation doing. When they come together, like millennials, like we come together and we can do some stuff. But when them kids get together and try to do some things, like the way they shut down that Trump rally with all the
Twitter.
with Twitter,
TikTok.
I had
and had
13 of them.
everybody
Just
and
saying.
had everybody buying tickets to a rally they know they wasn't going to, like little thing. And they have other instances of
They
them
stole that
doing,
from 50 Cent. They're not creative.
Ah, they
They stole that
did.
from
Ever.
50 Cent bought all the
They
Ja
are
Rule
not-
concerts.
They're not creative.
They are not paying attention to 50 Cent.
Hey, no ideas original. It's on the table.
That is true. But no, I mean, just with
Just fill it all.
I think that they have the potential to kind of do what we probably should have been doing.
We got time for that.
I know, but I'm saying
much work.
they have the potential to really get that stuff done because we know. I mean, you know, evil doesn't die, but they are dying. You know, and
Taking a long
eventually the boomers, they will. You know, they're going to be out of office.
I mean, if you think about it, it hasn't been that long.
No.
Like, we just had a race war try to get started in 95.
Ooh.
You know, like, it hasn't been that generation is still alive and kicking the 60s
they're
right now.
they're grandparents.
They're still
And
60,
great-great-grandparents.
Exactly.
What was
They're
that?
still alive and kicking and influencing the younger generation. It's not going to die for another, like, 30, 50 years.
I don't know. It might even take it even longer because
think
they-
so.
no. And the reason I say that is because just was it last year before last? There was a whole tiki torch thing. Like,
Yeah, the kids.
Well, yeah.
What
DC.
was that?
Yeah.
No, but what's that
That's
recent
why
article?
Biden decided to run, fun fact.
So maybe you read a recent article about Rhode Island. What was
Carolina,
that?
yeah.
Oh, Rhode Island voted in this election to have the Providence of Plantations dropped from their name. I had no idea that was literally
That's really the name
a
of Rhode
part
Island.
of their Rhode Island of Providences and Plantations. That's their name.
And what was the voting percentage breakdown?
They only got it dropped with it was either 52 or 62% of the people, which is crazy.
Barely.
That 30 to 40% of the people
In a blue state.
still wanted
Plantations.
Providence of Plantations on the state's name.
Because white guilt is going to make these young kids hate everyone else. They don't want to feel guilty for what their parents did. And that's going to cause a little bit of hate. And that's going to get them more towards their parents' side.
I think it can go either way. It's either they're going to hate everybody else or they're going to hate themselves. Well, not themselves, but their people.
Yeah, they're either going to change or they're going to get worse.
It's gonna, yeah.
So the percentage of racists will go down.
But
they will be powerful. They will be Gen Z racists.
But you know
Self-hate.
what? I think
Self-hated racist.
with
You
the
see,
people
you play Call of Duty. You see some of these gamer
no.
tags, these pictures these kids
Yeah.
make, the Hitlers and
But I
the
think
swastikas.
with the way America is right now, and as mixed as it is, I don't think it can be as powerful as it was before. You know, because before, they were forced to only be with who they were around. But as time is going on, we got more mixed people, mixed families, and things like that. People are stepping outside
Is that
of
in
their
majority of America?
That's
though?
not majority.
What I see in America is the urban areas, yes.
Okay.
The urban areas are all blue. Every big city in every state, if you look at the
Right.
counties, are blue.
Right.
Everywhere else is red because it has a lower population. It's white
Right.
farmers, small
You're
town
right.
goers. There is no diversity there. I tried to have this conversation with my small town hardcore Trumper uncle. Diversity changes people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and a lot
Yeah.
of people nowadays,
There's
it's just
actually
weird.
research
You
that
can
supports
have
that.
black friends, Mexican workers in your business, woo woo, but that doesn't make you not who you are.
In the
Right.
in the workplace, there's actually research that supports that. In the work world, that the more diverse your company is, the higher productivity it has, and the more creativity the company has.
The thing is, though, people are getting confused that racism means hate. And they I'm transitioning because you ever watch United Shades of America on
Oh,
Hulu?
sounds
So
great,
it's a comedian, and his name's Camus Bell, and he goes. The first episode is the new KKK, and he goes to Kentucky, Tennessee, those middle red states, and the mayor of one of these towns invites him to the town, and the mayor is an open KKK member. And he's sitting with him. He's like eating dinner with the black comedian. He's like, "How do you feel eating with me?" He's like, "I feel great." He says, "I know you can speak and talk and everything like that, but I don't need you to live here. I don't want mud people to live in my town. It's okay if you stop for gas or get something to eat. You'll be safe. We don't want to integrate. We don't want mud people in our town." And he kept calling him mud people to his face, like in regular conversation. Like, it's so bad that their churches in the town have, instead of Sunday school, have white power TV for their children, and it runs on their basic cable. Like, and then like this same comedian went to Tennessee for a cross burning, and they invited him in. The KKK, like they were in full outfit and everything like that, did the cross burning, the things like that, but then invited him in for the barbecue. The black comedian. They fed him. They kept asking, "You want some more beer? You want some food? You want this and this? You okay? Blah, blah, blah. We got some extra jackets. It gets cold out here." Like, super. They're walking around with AKs and like all these Nazi memorabilia, but like they don't hate us. They just think it's like a human to a dog mentality with them.
Well, they don't want to breathe. I mean, because that was the biggest thing. The violence and hate from the KKK comes from the whole fact that they want to keep the white bloodline pure.
Yeah, supremacists. They think they're pure and better than everybody else.
Yeah,
it's not a hate thing. It's just
That's
not
whenever you guys hear me talk about the word racism, that's why I have a constant thing of bringing it up, that like when you break it down, it's when one person believes that their race is better than another. You can be the nicest neighbor in the world, but you don't want your children integrating with the neighbors,
And
because they don't want that bloodline broken, or they don't want their purity being lowered.
What's crazy is I think a lot of coaches are like that.
I think it's big in Hispanic culture, very big in Hispanic culture.
in Asian culture too.
Yeah,
They do not want their look. You can go have fun, go have friends. don't you bring home no mixed baby. And that, I mean, that's how it is. But that to me, with other cultures, it's more of a, because of the culture, because of the religion, because of the traditions. They don't want their child giving up what they have taught them. And so because of that, because marriage is so important and intermingling like that, I'd rather for you to marry a person who has the same background, because when it comes down to, especially if they have a daughter, and you marry a man that has a different culture, more than likely you're going to give up what I taught you, and I don't want that.
We're only.
So does this mirror the conservative culture?
You said what?
Does this mirror the
It
conservative
does.
culture?
It does.
That we're so busy fighting in our own country?
Yes. Exactly.
Here comes our
Well-
LGBT rights.
Well, because I don't even want to get into it, but we're one of the only. When you think about when you look at the world and you look at world religions, a lot of their religions and culture are intermingle. What you got?
The only thing I was gonna say is it's crazy because when you trace it back, the people who first came to America had those things, but they gave them up and stopped celebrating them and created this new American thing that really doesn't make sense.
Well, that's
Sorry, guys. That's money behind this ringing. That's
Pure glow.
all right. No, but what I was saying is that pretty much is that we're one of the only like kind of people and culture that our religion and our culture don't intersect well at all. Because when you look at kind of one of the, even when you go back into race, how you treat a slave was mixed up in Christianity. You fast forward to 2020, the hate for the LGBTQ community is mainly pushed. Don't hurt me now, but it's mainly pushed by Christians.
Conservative Christian.
Yeah, conservative Christians. So when you look at how that hate connects, it's kind of one of those things where it kind of makes you like, well, hold on, what is the disconnect? What is the disconnect that this? I'm not trying to just blame it on Christianity, but why is it that that conservative group of people are able to connect hate so much when it comes to the people? Because the KKK, majority of them are Christians. So I'm not trying to like, yeah, I'm not trying to.
I would say it's like, because the other cultures have their religion and everything intermingled with everything else, and we don't, because of our First Amendment rights. We have a freedom of religion. So you have people in this country have the right to be Christians, Catholics, Jewish, Hindu, atheist, Satanist, whatever they want to do. And we have those policies for separation of church and state for a reason because of that. But it's almost like
we don't follow those.
No,
Yeah,
like
we don't.
they want to act like it doesn't exist and they don't want to do that. It's just like, well, I'm a conservative Christian. My beliefs are going to be the beliefs of the country, and
because
that's
that goes back to what Brittany was saying. That's what the country was founded on.
Yep.
And they want to conserve those American ideals.
Well, and to bring this back to topic, as a president, how do you put out this forest fire that Trump started with the
Bold racist.
with bold racism?
He has to change something that he has a decent amount of control over. And I think the first thing he would have to do is change the living situation for the children in the cages. I think that would be the most unifying thing he could do right now, and the most aggressive statement he can make right off the bat. Because anything else is going to take time and votes and stuff like that. But that's something he can change
right
instantly.
Okay.
And get the DACA program back how it was supposed to be running in the first place.
Exactly. So that'd just be a really big push of good faith on him to get a lot of trust on people. Because then you can't be attacked. Republicans can't attack that move. Oh, you're making children comfortable. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
They'll figure a way.
They'll
make it a money thing. They're like, you're spending money on this, blah blah blah. But like, that's it though. That's all you can really attack them.
I mean,
on.
they made putting those kids in cages seem like it was a thing to do. So they can definitely fight him making their situation better.
Okay, and that's good. So what? Because I think a lot of people who were like extremely pro-Obama and still is extremely pro-Obama are going to treat Biden as if he's Obama's second coming.
The savior, man.
And so people were highly disappointed with the way that happened because of the unrealistic expectation they had for him. what will Biden or what can Biden do for the black people so that they don't kind of turn on him the way people felt, abandoned and betrayed by Obama.
Well, once he finally, gives us back our black cards because Biden said you're not black, so I'm waiting for him to pass out those cards when he's
when he assumes his
at
office.
the inauguration.
Yeah, at the inauguration, he starts handing them out. But I don't think
Who gave him his? Did Obama give him?
Well, he had to get it from somewhere.
He was VP.
No, the Council of Black People, because he met and that's when they knighted him. Okay. But when
Was it with a hot sauce bottle?
it was a hot sauce bottle, and then DC came with 2 chicken wings and did the dance, and he sung the song.
Leave him alone.
would never leave him
and they
alone.
christened him with a bottle of Hennessy.
Yeah.
was about to
Yes.
say that.
And they tapped the bottle. They blessed the bottle, tapped it to man. Look, it
They
was
don't
a
know
whole
they're
thing.
playing Joe.
So nothing. And I can be wrong, and I hope I am wrong. Nothing that Biden does is going to satisfy the black people because we had a black person in office and the expectations were black people like, oh man, we're going to own some white slave. I mean, it was so ridiculous of what they put on Obama with him being in office and what it's going to mean for the black people. I don't think Biden can do anything that is going to meet up to the standards of the majority of people.
I think he does have a hand up because of the way Congress is set up, though. Now, with having a Democratic Congress, because Obama didn't have the backup.
It's half and half still because the Senate isn't.
The Senate? Okay.
The
that
House-
starts Monday, right? They vote?
Yeah, the House is still
The House
Democratic,
is
but the Senate needs
Okay.
to flip too. But
51, man.
yeah.
But, and I
Well, actually,
think-
really, it just needs to be 50 because Kamala will be the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Right. Because she's the...
Yeah, it can be 50-50 and then Kamala be the tiebreaker. If it all folds 50-50
I feel
way.
like it might happen, though. I think it might.
There's a chance.
I think it might.
I think Biden has a chance. There's 3 things I think Biden can do that will gain more trust amongst African Americans. One is completely legalize weed. Second is decriminalize it. And third, it's to build upon the one decent thing Trump did was that First Step Act with the criminal justice reform. If he does at least 2 of those 3 things, that'll be, no pun intended, the first step of building back the trust amongst African
You
Americans.
realize
You know-
he has to get through a conservative Senate, right?
You know what I just
That's the only reason why he couldn't undo
Well-
his crime bill more in the last 8 years he was in office than he was trying to, because they wouldn't let him.
True.
Said, no,
but-
that was a good idea, Biden.
Sure did.
We're going to keep that one.
Thanks, Biden.
but
Sure
he-
did.
But you know what? I think the
But-
act of him trying to do it,
Right.
at least if people see that the president is actively pushing to get this stuff done and the Senate is what's keeping it from happening.
And in 2 years, when the primaries kick back off for Senate seats, that'll
Bro,
change
that
it.
sucks trying to erase a mistake and they won't let you. You're like, "Wait, please.
Well, that's
They're
the
like,
thing.
"No, we got you now."
Well, that's the
This
thing
is what we
about
want.
this. This is going to be the most watched 4 years in presidential history.
Oh, yeah.
That-
Well, the
And
first
so,
2 years is
when things
definitely-
aren't going our way, we'll know exactly why it's not.
I
Well,
hope
people are gonna know exactly who's not, because you know who votes what.
And I thank Trump for that, because now you have the American people actually watching the government. And we should have been doing that a long time ago.
Because
we
the
are the
government-
government's police.
Thank you,
The-
Trump.
yeah.
Well,
The
you know
govern-
what happened is because he's so because he's,
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
For real.
well,
Thank
no,
you, Trump.
thank you, because he's so stupid. They had to explain everything to us. So now I learned a lot trying to figure out what the fuck
Yep.
he's talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is how this shit works.
And I think people will understand, like, oh, we can actually do some things. We can.
Every government
We
econ
can get
teacher
some
is
stuff.
proud. Like,
Right.
about time.
Because I mean, this government was set up to work for the people, and it's been working the wrong way, for so long.
But also that's due to lack of education and also people just willingly not participating in anything.
oh no, my yak.
What fell?
The yak.
A big metal bottle that Brittany uses to hydrate.
Oh, okay.
The yak.
It's water.
I don't know. 'Cause it's not really see through, so you know what's in there.
True.
Anyway, so we're definitely gonna be paying more attention to government. Like, I mean, that's something I just focus on every day. But that's something that, in order for real changes to occur, like the overall people have to be paying attention to what's going on in House and the Senate and presidency and all that other stuff.
Well, I can't wait.
The easiest way for something to start to pass is to show the American people how many people are in private prisons for nonviolent offenses, how long they've been there, and how much revenue has been going through that prison.
Bro, the numbers don't matter until people want to see it themselves.
Yep.
You can put them. I mean, because I've had so many conversations. Like working in higher education has been the most rewarding, frustrating thing I've ever done in my life. And I've been working in higher education for 10 years because higher education is the most progressive, learning, developing, helping people grow. But also higher education has the most educated idiots I've ever seen in my life. Where, I mean, because you have these learned people with all these doctorate degrees and they sit there.
Amy Coney Barrett.
I mean, Obama said it best. He's like, "Hey, just because they're in these positions of power, don't mean they're smart."
I tell you. So I've had these conversations and showed people the statistic. I had a conversation with a professor that didn't understanding the redlining of how systematically lower income neighborhoods are going to have less school funding than higher neighborhoods that have higher property tax, and he didn't believe that.
This is why.
And I showed him to him, and he said, "Well, I don't know. I have to do some more research on that." I'm like, "I'm providing you the research."
You realize you work in Indiana, right?
Every professor can't be Alan Spector.
You know what? And yes, everyone. Alex Spector was a very progressive psychology teacher. He was awesome. So it's just like I worry about.
He's at Purdue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was put it right on the line and just be real with it. Like, yeah, we suck. He said, this country is. I'm sorry for you guys, man. Do better. But pretty much like me saying all of that, just the whole fact is that the biggest thing that's going to change is that not convincing people that are stuck in their ways, newer ways, but actually the people that know what they want to do and the direction they want to go with the country to start taking power. Because I think it's time out. Like, the education piece can only go so far.
Having more people like AOC.
Yeah. Like, the education piece can go so far.
If I had 300 AOCs.
Dude.
I mean,
they ain't ready. They ain't even ready for the regular AOC.
They ain't ready for the one we got.
Right.
If we had,
like, she's 30 years old and kicking her ass.
If we had 300 members of the squad in the house.
Man, that's when America started to wake up. 2 years ago when the squad came into power.
Man.
Nothing is going to be more powerful than marketing. Money and marketing is always going to be the deterrent for someone to run an office. Because whoever's more powerful and has more money is always going to look like a better candidate.
Control the media. You control the voice of the people.
Because you can tell me I'm trash once, but if I'm rich, I can tell people you're trash 10 times.
Yeah.
And hit every market in different languages, different
or you could do it. You could do it every hour on the hour.
Every hour on the hour.
Hashtags. Take a pace off Snapchat.
I could put a bus ad in front of your house.
And park the bus there.
But you know what? I think with this being the age of technology and information, what that will do though is make somebody be like, well, let me go look into this guy because I keep seeing all this stuff about him. Let me go see what's really up. You know, and that's the direction we're moving into because 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 4 years ago, if you was to see that, you'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, he's trash and keep on going. And now we're moving into an era where people are doing a lot more fact checking.
Cancel culture is getting real.
But the problem with that is if you start getting social media popular and like going that route, money comes. And then like you get guys like what's the smart dude that we were talking about last week?
Ben Shapiro.
You get Ben Shapiro's. Ben is smart. He could run if he really wanted to. He knows enough about politics to run, but the money's in having his own show. You know what I mean? So like you might get these good people who are gonna go that route, or they'll go where the money is and just be talking about it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's also a bigger reason why he's in the position that he's in, and along with a bunch of other people like Candace Owens and a couple other people. It's like they got into that propaganda section, and then people started dumping money towards them and
to keep it going.
Yeah, to keep it going, and make them popular and make them seen all the time. Because guarantee you, if they weren't getting paid the amount of money,
no one would know who they were.
They probably wouldn't be saying the stuff that they say or do, and second, then no one would know who they were.
You know, they remind me of the episode of Boondocks with the when they had the chick when they went on TV about when Riley had the whole situation with the teacher, and then they was on TV, and you found out the chick, she was playing it the whole time. She was doing it for the money.
Oh yeah, it was Ann Coulter.
Yeah.
They said, "Yeah, girl, hey, what's going on, bro?" They said, "What's going on? You doing good, Ann?"
I mean,
but it's like that because like I said, I'm Candace. I'm one of probably top 10 people of the I Hate Candace Owens fan club. I say that all the time, but it's not just because of the things that she says, because she's horribly wrong with a lot of things, and there's a lot of instances where she shows that she's terribly uneducated. But my problem with her is like her history and her being a fraud, because she will go out there and say, oh, racism wasn't a big thing when I grew up. Woman, you won $35,000 in your town for literally the mayor's son of that district called her and gave her death threats. And she left school. And it was a big lawsuit and everything. And the NAACP helped her get $35,000 in a settlement because of that. Just for her to turn around years later and say, it was just a big misunderstanding.
You know why she doesn't feel like that's racist? Because most niggas wouldn't have won that. That's why she's like, oh, the system works. Racism ain't affecting it.
She supports.
So she didn't get burned like the rest of us would have. Because nigga, I would have lost that. They'd be like, oh, this coon ain't trying to just get some money.
But nobody said she would have lost it if it wasn't for the NAACP helping her.
Like I try to be positive sometimes and think that people will fact check on their own.
No.
But
you don't fact check.
Yes, I do.
Bro, come on. Okay, all right, bro.
Nah, man. Like y'all have heard some of the situations I've told you within the past few days. Like, I'll listen to stuff. I listen to stuff by Alex Jones, but I don't leave everything.
I have too many instances when I have heard you say verbatim, "Oh, okay, I need to look that up." Oh,
No,
okay,
and I'll say that. I say that's what I say. I need to look that up.
I have so many
Or
instances
I didn't know that.
where I would tell you something and I would tell you to go look it up so we can continue the conversation, and you don't.
I do go look it up. I just don't get back to the conversation because I forget.
No, but you still have the. Okay, I'm not going to stand on this topic. Do ahead.
Well, okay, so
like I said, we do need to fact check that stuff, and especially filtering through a lot of the propaganda that a lot of people pass. Because what were the key things that Republicans were going against Biden on? He would be a socialist. You take your guns
I
away.
don't even know what socialist means.
No one.
They said it sounds good.
just
Sounds
hot-
Found
evil.
this
hot
very
words.
nice animated video that teaches them. We need to somehow share it.
Does it have a little bouncing ball that even a child can learn? And it's
No,
colorful?
as little cartoon people, like, this is a communist.
Is it from
This
Schoolhouse Rock?
is a capitalist. This is socialism middle. Most Americans are democratic socialists in the middle of capitalism and socialism. They don't believe the government should take over all the companies, but they believe there should be a nice little social blanket for everybody to have a playing field on. Oh, but the capitalists don't care. Basically. It was nicely animated.
We need this video.
Yeah, we
I need
that.
this video.
I
I'll
need it in my
send it
life.
to you guys.
Good. Yeah, 'cause I need to have that. I need to have that in my archives.
I need to give that to my uncle.
You just spread it around.
Just, I'm just
Spread
gonna
it.
wipe. I'm gonna
Play it on the
whitewash.
news.
Yes.
All 10 p.m. news, just
Man.
play it.
All right, it's that time again, guys. Education piece.
I sent it to TYT and had them play it all the time. But anyway, like we have to get through all that propaganda, because that's what they use those arguments as there's like, have you even heard Joe Biden speak about any of these things, or have you even checked out his policies? Because clearly Joe Biden wants to be a socialist. Well, if he was a socialist, then he would be a lot more popular than he is right now, because a lot of people are pissed that Bernie dropped out. Like if he
didn't have the funding.
No, it wasn't about the funding, because Bernie.
no, he just didn't get the vote. That's
Yeah,
all.
Bernie had fundraised more money than anybody on the DNC,
No.
and that was through.
No, I'm saying, like, yeah, he didn't get the vote, but if he would have had the funding, he could have ran third party.
No, that goes against everything Bernie stands for.
Yeah.
Because
And then don't get me started, man. Like I love how
Bernie wasn't picked because Bernie would have won without it being close.
and then Bernie would have pissed off every establishment person in literally, like the capitalistic society would have
It would
shat
have
a
been a
brick.
mess.
Told y'all that's the only person
Thing
I
is,
trust.
Bernie even said in front of the whole country, like, I take it as a compliment that you think I'm a socialist. And then he went through the list of why he's not. But they don't know what socialism means.
We don't have time to listen to that.
And like Biden's policies, like even in his debates, he literally tells conservative people that he's going to be supporting what they want. And they're like, oh no, he's lying. I don't believe you.
I personally hate our two-party system, like with a passion, because it turns our country into a bad guys versus good guys mindset.
No, and that's the thing. The only thing that separates, like, there's more than one party, but people have taken teams and no,
I mean, I know that.
people have taken teams and people have been very they turn it into like a cultural thing where you pick a side, and the people who run in those other parties don't have the funding to back them to appear on things like news stations, doing campaign runs. Like, if they had that and they were able to be more well known, you could probably
We don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but that's all like up in the airs. Like if they coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like the problem is that Republicans and Democrats own the media.
Yeah.
So the people when it comes to making
there was another option, nobody would know that they had it.
Yeah,
Like you would have to be on like literally the most in-demand independent media sources.
I didn't find out about Joe Jorgensen until 2 days before the election.
yeah. There's no. In order for there to be multiple parties and multiple opinions to actually make a ballot, is going to literally have to come with dismantling the two-party system and other parties getting in power. I don't know that will never happen.
That's what I'm saying. When you say dismantle, what do you mean?
Or dismantle the idea of how the media runs now.
Yeah. So when I say dismantle, so right now in media, you have liberal media, you have conservative media. That's it. And that's only liberals going to always kind of go to the side of Democratic. Conservatives always going to go to the side of Republican.
And at least in the eyes of what is seen as trusted media.
Yeah. So when you have those two options, you're only going to be Democratic or you're only going to be
Conservative,
which is going to be Republican. And that's the only option American gives you to actually make your vote feel like it has something. Because people now say it where if you vote third party, you're wasting your vote. Like that's a common, thing where people.
That's what they always say.
Because it will be, it's never a third party has never been.
They blame third party for Hillary losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was that dude who took like 2% of Florida. Yeah.
Yep.
Most third party votes ever in a state.
and you want to use that as blame. Like it's literally the dumbest thing on the planet.
2%.
Like no, blame yourself. You should have swayed that 2% your way, or at least one of the 2%.
But they had to open a debate, and the problem with that is you got to know which party is serious and which one's not.
Yep.
That's the only problem with that because if you put like
you had your Kanye's on there.
Kanye 2024.
Come on.
People wrote in
Come on.
pens.
Here's your moment.
They're like, fuck Trump. Pence about to be our president.
I can see it now. Kanye's opening song would be Good Morning.
Good morning.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Actually, probably be late on that nigga. I'll be late for that.
No, I don't think he's ever going to go back to his good music phase.
No, it's not.
Oh no, he's saved now.
That Kanye's
It's gonna be
dead.
fun.
Making all gospel music. He got 2 gospel albums.
You know what though? The thing about Kanye West is he's super borderline between genius and crazy, because he did have an argument with Oprah, and I remember this interview 3 years ago when he was in all that debt, and Oprah he told Oprah he's like I want to run for president. She's like, oh, you don't want to do that, blah blah blah. You don't have it in you. He's like, oh, don't worry about that. I'll be a billionaire by 2020. And he said Oprah laughed at him and walked away. That was the end of their conversation. This is when he was in $50 million worth of debt.
Yeah.
And now he's a billionaire.
Now he's a billionaire. So it's like you kind of like, it's scary because he sounds absolutely insane, but then he does some of the shit he says he's doing.
No,
he outsold Jordan.
Yeah.
He's platinum.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire.
He's doing a lot of stuff.
He could never get my vote because he has no political background.
That
would be my deterrent.
I had a conversation with somebody a few days ago. I was talking about Kanye for 2020. Just and the dude was like, "That's crazy. He has no political background, and something else, and he's a celebrity or something like that." I was like,
Trump is the exact same way.
I said the same thing. I was like, and I was like, Trump is the exact same way. He pulled himself out of debt like so-called Trump did, and he's running businesses. Everything that people have said about Trump. Businesses. No, not Trump. Kanye's running businesses. But everything that people have said about Trump and the way that he ran 4 years ago, it's the same thing about Kanye now.
And you know, I don't even know if you're gonna go to this point, and maybe you are. I really hate when people talk about how successful a business person is and equate that to running a country, because
I'm on the same page.
Business, like there are some good business models out there, but business is a cold. The most successful you can be, it's a cold line. It's a cold area there. Like, it's a cold world.
Unless you run in the country like Costco, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Costco CEO has literally took a price cut. I mean, he took a pay cut as the CEO to pay his employees more, and has given them more flex time and more vacation time. So, I know that Kanye's successful as a business person, but where his success doesn't translate to his business practices. Because you can be an awful person and still be successful business wise because they don't equate. Let's look at Amazon.
And that's all I was saying was people were saying crazy things about Kanye being a running for president, and these are the same people who voted for Trump.
Well, Kanye's
running
black.
for president, and it's the same thing.
Kanye's black.
I was gonna go in a different route. Actually,
Okay, where you going?
branding.
Brandy.
Trump is a very powerful brand.
Oh,
And before he became president, everybody wanted to be a part of it. Everyone wanted to kiss his feet, lick his toes, you know.
And one good thing is good is marketing.
And
So
he
Get their
has
pussies grabbed.
get their pussies grabbed.
That is not a joke.
And it's a difference
People
between the branding cult. This country is ran by uneducated white men
Yep.
who worship the Trump brand.
Yeah.
Uneducated, uncultured as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kanye,
Ignorant,
he's got
if
a
you
different
will.
type of following. He's got a very strong, different type of following. However, it will never outdo Trump's brand.
You're right. Nope.
Nope.
so what you're saying is he'd have to collab with the Beehive.
You know, he needs to
First
have.
of all, Beyonce would never be VP. She could only be president. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's
I'd
no.
vote for her.
yeah.
I
don't know how that's gonna
hey, if she runs, people gonna joke.
Hey,
But
Beyonce wouldn't
Beyonce
even
could be president.
Beyonce
Don't
wouldn't
even
even be
make Torrance
allowed.
vote. Don't let him talk about it. He'd
Beyonce-
vote for her too.
Hold on. Beyonce wouldn't even be allowed to clean the carpet in the White House with Kanye as president.
remember, you was screaming at the concert.
I did not scream at the concert. Hold on, bro. Yeah, I was yelling. Sit that bitch down. Bring out Jay-Z.
That would have put
Okay.
Trying to protect their masculinity.
Back
My
on
bad.
topic.
Toxic.
So with Mr. President-elect Biden, do we think he's going to spend the next 4 years? Because I really don't even think he'll get a second term, honestly.
I think he said he's only doing
I
4
think
years.
he'll be done. He's
I don't think he's
He'll
gonna
be-
be alive.
He's old.
yeah.
Okay, he might be alive. I mean, there are still presidents.
The only
that are older
reason
than him that
he
are still
ran
alive,
was when the Charlottesville crap happened and Trump said they were great people. Only reason why he decided to come back. He came back to help change America, get on the right foot, so he can leave it better
So
than it is.
my question is, with the 4 years he would have, can he do that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let me.
I think if he puts
Can he
people
start?
in his cabinet that are strong enough, I think it could.
Okay. And I'm gonna probably get the president wrong, but if this
Wait, you're not gonna fact check
cognitive-
this first?
No, because I can't remember which president it is. But okay, so if the cognitive decline is as serious as people say it is, the government has. What they'll try to do is they'll try to cover it up the same way that they did. Was it Roosevelt or Eisenhower, who was in a wheelchair? Because if they see that you're not fit to run the country, you can't literally run the country.
They'll invoke the 25th Amendment.
Yeah.
They hid that though because he was at war.
Yeah.
It was like because it wasn't because the unfit.
It wasn't a good look.
No, unfit to country is like a mental thing. Him being in the wheelchair
Disabled.
was for the morale of the troops in the war
And the people.
It wasn't had nothing to do with running the country. That's not why they hid that.
Oh.
Yeah, they hid that more because they were like literally fighting a war.
And people at the
And him getting because like you think about it, if you're in the middle of a war and something like is almost it's not nuclear like it's like nuclear but like as big as that was at the time, the last thing you want to do is lose a person leading your army to get sick. Your morale would be crushed. And he got sick post Pearl Harbor too, so it was already kind of rough as it was. You know what I mean? So like they hit that more for morale reasons than not him leading the country.
Oh.
Yeah.
So do we get Kamala 2024?
No,
or is
that's
there-
too soon.
And I
I mean,
the same thing to Jeremy.
she could try again.
Well, I think
But-
she'll
It
try,
depends how
but
these 4 years go.
Yeah.
He needs to take these 4 years and expose as much of the Senate and
Kumo?
House as he
do we
can.
get Kumo?
Oh, people ain't going for that.
Do we get Kumo?
It'd be nice if she ran and then Obama was her vice, because he can run his vice.
no. Wait.
That'd be lit.
That man is not trying to put that stress on his head.
I know he'd
again.
die in there.
Man,
He looks
no,
so. He looks.
but
Michelle was like,
does
no.
does Biden spend the next 4 years trying to groom who he wants to come up behind him? Like
he-
behind the scenes, do
he
he
need-
kind of groom the next person?
I think he needs to tear down. He needs to tear down the houses. He needs to take his next 4 years and expose the houses and tear down and fight them and get us as educated as possible. So when it's time to start voting people in.
We brought in the right people.
But the problem is that is going to empower Republicans. So that means that after his 4 years, it is really a high chance that the next president will be Republican because of all of the dismantling he's going to do.
But who do you want? What do you from where I'm sitting? I'd rather have a powerful Democratic House and Senate than a Democratic president. From where I'm sitting, I'd rather have a powerful houses than a powerful president.
Yeah.
So even we get a Republican president, we have the houses for 4 to 8 years. We can stall him out so we get a Democrat president.
Right.
We got to play a long game at the end of the day.
Because I think
I hate that.
I know it's stupid. It's stupid.
I hate it's the bad guys, good guys mentality.
And I think that's very possible because of what happened with Trump, and because now people are going to be paying a lot more attention. The people understand now that okay, I really do need to vote. I really have to vote now, and because of that, people are going to automatically not vote Republican for the sake of not getting another Trump type president, because now forever the Republican Party is going to be related to Trump.
But that's also gonna put a lot of weight on the Democrats as well, because the Democrats need to get their shit together.
Yeah, because they're not perfect by no means.
And be unified and be strong on themselves, because in this climate, and we already know humans are trash. We established that.
We need T-shirts made.
That'd be our first merch drop.
Hats. Hashtag hat.
But even with the election, it's like for Democrats to not have locked down more seats in the Senate shows how bad that they are at running. Because look at Florida. Florida had a down ballot initiative for a $15 minimum wage that passed unanimously. Why? And Florida is also a state that Biden lost.
Like, it's one of his policies.
But he hasn't been that aggressive on it. It is one of his policies. That rope is given to you.
That's why they think he lost that state, because he didn't voice what they voted for anyway.
Exactly. A lot of Democrats in the Senate lost their positions by not backing the popular agenda. They either tried to be they tried to be very conservative on things. They tried to sway a little bit to the right, and that's what they shouldn't have done.
And I think because they don't have faith in the people. I think those people didn't have faith in the people to back them up.
But that's one of their biggest issues is like they don't. A lot of Democrats, for the exception of a lot of newly progressive people that got them, and AOC and a bunch of those other people, they don't fight. They're not fighting for their constituents. They're too busy trying to either appease donors or just seem like they're not trying to be semi-radical. Like they're trying to have the illusion of not being radical when they're not being radical at all.
That's why I hate the two-party system, because it literally puts Democratic for the mid-class working adult. It says Democratic are the good people, and then Republicans are bad. But there's so many different.
There's a range. It's just not left and
yeah,
right.
It's so much different range of Democratic
There's
policy.
a gray area. There's a purple area, if you will.
It's so much, and even Republicans, it's such a large thing. So when you sit there and
because every Democratic idea isn't good and every Republican idea isn't bad, but they make you feel that way.
If these third parties were serious, they would get 30 to 40 people to run in different states and areas and work their way up and play the long game. Get some 30 to 40-year-old people, run for the next 10, get powerful, get in some government seats, some state senate seats.
That's us, right?
Like the Klan.
That's us. That's millennials.
Yeah.
The millennials aren't doing it. We're not. Because we're in a place right now where we have no faith. We have no faith in the government. And we have come to terms with that. We have said our piece.
A lot of people in our generation are scorned.
It is what it is.
I have faith in the government. I don't have faith in people.
Like
people are the government.
Yeah, that's like saying I have faith in a Chevy, but I don't have faith in the driver. Like what?
Chevy can't run on his own.
It's not running on his own.
like I told y'all, that's why this election is cool. Cool. Trump ain't in office no more, possibly. But
asterisk,
right?
But these court proceedings that's supposed to be going on, that's what I'm excited for. That's what I'm looking forward to watching.
Is he or is he not going to go to jail?
Yes.
I don't think so, man. I don't think he going, man.
I don't know, man.
You know why not?
He not
It's a
going.
case he been fighting.
No, you know
It's
why
two
not?
cases, and
don't
then New
matter.
York is
It
looking
would
for
be-
him.
I watched enough
And
scandals.
then
They can get rid of that.
and then he messed up his relations with the NSA and the CIA.
It would
so
be,
like
it would be bad look for Republicans.
That's the
Even
only-
Republicans that hate him don't want their party to look bad. So there are some powerful people in this
let's
country.
say
You
let's
know
say
this.
worse because they already look. bad.
Nixon burnt them for a while, and that took them a long time to recover from that. They're not doing that
They're
again.
not having another president.
And you know,
going to
what?
jail.
It's not even a real win because you saw Jeffrey Epstein when he went to
he's dead.
No, but he went to prison. No, he's only dead. He's not dead because of that shit. He's dead because he knew stuff. But when he went to prison, he spent more time outside of prison. He was outside of prison 12 hours a day.
not the last time he got arrested.
No. When he went to jail for the long term, the 3-year sentence, he was out of prison
Yeah,
for
you talk about it in what was it 2000?
not the very last time when he got killed.
No. I know which one you're talking about.
I'm
You're
talking
talking about one in the Netflix
I'm talking
special.
about his long sentence he did for 2
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
He left every day for 12 hours a day and was out in his office at his home.
And then that,
And
that reporter kept,
he had 2 guards follow him every day, and they charged $1,500 an hour every day for 2 years. He left jail.
Human traffic would pay for that,
Only
man.
went in to sleep. Only went to jail to sleep. And even then, he had a singular cell, double side, real bed. Like he paid $300,000 a year to just not be in prison when he's supposed to be in prison.
Don't ever discount the power.
I'm not saying
Like,
like
we
I
don't win
posted.
anything.
I'm just curious on how he's going to finagle his way out of it.
they won't
That's
tell
it.
you. You
They're
won't
I'm
know.
going-
just curious.
They're
Where's the
going
money?
to distract us with some Kardashian news,
You're gonna
and
hear-
they're going to sweep it under the rug.
You're gonna hear about 10 years from now. You're gonna hear about here's the reports of the new. This is a secret
It's
document
going
that
to
was
be a
reported.
Netflix
Because if I'm not
60
mistaken,
minutes
he
episode?
posted
60 minutes.
if I'm not mistaken, he said if Biden won, he was leaving the country.
Yeah,
So, I mean, if-
he probably will.
He might pull a what's dude name?
He's not gonna leave the country. Because
Nah,
you know
they're-
why he's not gonna leave the
so
country?
he's not, so he can't get extradited.
Look, you know what's gonna happen. I already know. When this finally settles, there's gonna be a group of powerful Republicans that says Trump, as this is what you need to do. If you leave the country, you're gonna see un-American, and we have an image as Republicans to maintain. So you're gonna have to do this.
Or die.
Look, I don't want to get canceled or.
Damn.
That,
Hey,
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 so-
hey, hey.
think about our
hey,
government
hey.
though.
So-
Like,
Hey,
what
my-
do they do? You
my-
either go along with what we say, or you can go
Our
away.
our cynical outlook on life comes from the fact that
JFK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Exactly.
my
That's
cynical
what I'm saying. He lost his connection with
well,
them.
and also human trafficking is the #1 business in the world.
It is. They just found 30 people in Columbus
So
3 days ago.
if humans have the capacity, I don't want to make anybody feel dark if this was if they were having a good time, but if humans have the capacity to capture children and people and sell them for sexual favors around the world, I do not put anything past of what a human would do to stay in power, including threatening Trump.
So
And
my
also-
question here: if something does happen, will this be the third time that you were surprised?
Probably.
It would, yeah, I would give it. It would be the third time because I don't get surprised anymore.
And I'll throw a rope in there. What was Jeffrey Epstein's assistant or girlfriend, or what was her name?
Oh, you talking about a chick who's still
Giovanni?
in? No,
Yeah.
Giovanni, Ghislaine.
No, it's like Ghislaine
Yeah, Ghislaine Giovanni, something like that.
I literally thought
That's
of
her last.
I was thinking of the clothing.
I was literally thinking about the guy over
From Pokemon?
Red Rock.
No,
Alex Maxwell.
no.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine
Yeah, her
Maxwell,
name is
thank you.
Ghislaine.
I thought Max was a middle name.
Maxwell's her last name.
Hold on.
That's a good cover though.
Anyway, yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell. Have you heard a word from her since?
No, I've heard stuff.
Her what?
She called you.
They
Boy,
posted.
let me tell you how they treated me here.
They said something last, I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago, where they were trying to file to get her out of prison because she felt that these were inhumane living conditions.
Has anybody seen her?
They denied it.
Has anybody seen her?
But so when I say it, to bring that up, like to not to that degree, Suchi, I mean in regards to what she knows, because she was Jeffrey Epstein's right hand person.
She organized all the shit.
Exactly, so the right hand of Jeffrey Epstein.
I mean, she's
Nobody has addressed that
Nope.
Nope.
at all.
she's still. I mean, she's still in prison.
That don't mean
okay.
nothing.
Okay.
They just keep her quiet until we
When
forget
a
about
court
it.
when a court date.
I promise we're gonna forget about it as a people. We're gonna forget about it.
Newsweek just wrote something about her 11 hours ago.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
My
that's what I'm
defense-
saying. They
to
say
my
stuff.
defense,
They
she
just
has 4
don't.
names, by the way.
She has 4 names.
Yeah, it's Grizzly Noel Morano.
You say Grizzly?
Grizzly.
She's clearly a Harry Potter wizard. She clearly is a Harry Potter wizard.
There's 4 names.
Wonder if she's a muggle.
No. No. Her first name gives it away.
Grizzly. We just butcher people's names for the next couple minutes.
What you got with that Newsweek article, Emma? You're supposed to be a fast reader as a teacher. The article should be done.
Well, majority of this article is like just the story of her, which
It's
is
fluff.
Yeah, they said, let me send you an article.
Let me get down to the end.
And no update. Just as, hey, things are still happening,
Like
guys.
9/10 of this article is fluff. And that's it.
So, like, we're going, as a people, we are going to forget about it. And I hate it. I hate it because if it's not in our,
It's literally telling her life story. Oh, she fell for Epstein in '91. No one fucking cares.
out of sight, out of mind. And
I'm allowed to swear.
I'm guilty of this.
I apologize.
You're fine.
Have you heard your boo thing over there?
Right.
I know what I'm doing with.
Out of sight, we as a people, we're out of sight, out of mind. And I'm guilty of this, included. Like, if it's not in my scroll.
On Tuesday, October 13th, 2020 at 2 p.m., the Second Circuit Court of Appeals will hear oral argument regarding Ghislaine Maxwell's motion to consolidate her appeal of Judge Nathan's order denying Maxwell's motion to modify the protective order in the criminal case with the appeal of an unsealing order in a separate civil case.
You're talking a lot of.
I have
to-
no
So in
idea
other
what you're
words-
saying.
You just spoke Chinese.
I'm assuming she's going to speak on what they denied her as far as leaving the prison on October 12th.
But
so
that has
It's
nothing to
November.
I don't know what else is going to get brought up on that, but it's
Nothing.
going to be a oral hearing.
So what
She's
happened?
going to have a hearing.
What happened was they released her deposition from 2016 when she flipped on him with the redacted stuff. So she has to go over that again.
So we went blank, 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 and then we blank, blank, blank.
And blank, 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 blank.
And so blank, 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 blank.
And give me about maybe 2 months. I give it 2 months.
There are documents out though.
See, and who is
Are they heavily redacted?
yeah, there's the redacted stuff. Just said.
So what?
The redacted statement she just released.
2 months from now? We're not gonna hear anything else about this. This is not. This is no longer popular news.
That's
but
not
it
Fox
should be.
News.
It should
not
be.
Fox News anymore.
Forget this presidency. It should be.
You're right.
But it's not.
They not holding rallies and doing it the way that they did R. Kelly.
It's not. And then it's just not.
they're just spitting in the face of the Save Our Children's movement.
We can't. We cannot fight multiple fronts at the same time, and that's sad.
They like WWE writing storylines.
Only one storyline at a time. We can't have too many superstars.
We can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same
We
damn
cannot
time.
pat
Like-
my head and rub my belly. What?
You want me to breathe? And
That's two things.
two things?
You want me to concentrate and push at the same time to get the baby out?
Yes, let me do that every day.
Damn, son, where'd you find
Yeah, you
this?
deserve that one.
That was a bad one. That was a bad one.
Then we just have a toxic message.
How is that toxic?
I don't know. I just want to
You just demeaned birthing a child to something easy.
Oh, dang, that's what we were doing?
I've seen you.
I thought we were just doing things. You got to do multiple things at the same time.
No.
Okay. My bad.
difficulty.
I redact my statement.
That is actually.
No, keep that there. Bro. Keep that there. Keep that right there.
I've seen you stub a toe and forget how to blink, so you can't talk about it.
All right.
Stub the
Do
toe
a
and
hand.
forgot
Do a hand. Okay. Anyway. So, do we as black people feel safer with Biden in office?
Bro, outside has been so nice, man. I was driving around yesterday and today, bro. People outside, they smiling. White people waving at me, honking. I got a free pomegranate, bro. It's been great. It's been hilarious.
I just feel like I get to keep my job for a few more years. That's it.
Oh yeah, Trump hated mail.
The
Trump hated
only-
mail.
The bane of his existence.
The only thing that's going to change for me.
I don't know. You got another, what is it? Another 55 days? Because, I mean, mail fucked up that election, so
I thought it was 44. I thought it was 44.
Count your days, bro. Count your days, man.
Moving
Only-
digitally.
Only thing that's going to help me is green energy because, boy, I got some stocks in green energy. Boy, Biden, I need you. And I got some stocks in the raw cannabis. So, Biden, if you make that legal, we're going to be sitting pretty. Very pretty. That's all I care about, really. Stocks. Also, student debt.
Yeah, wipe that.
Oh, yeah, that's student, like-
student debt. That
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah.
Please.
Now, what was
Look, well,
it? 30,000 off your student debt?
Well,
What
first
was
of
it?
all,
30,000 cover my whole thing.
I just want to go back to the stocks. As black people, please, we need to know about stocks and the stock market, educate ourselves,
Preach.
because our
Bars.
financial literacy is very bad when it
We're
comes
so far
to
behind.
into how to generate generational wealth.
You can actually start buying stocks with the Cash App.
I will
That's
say,
cool. However you got to get it. Just
yeah,
get
however
it,
you get
man.
it, I will recommend definitely Robinhood. Robinhood is a good way to start. Ameritrade is a good way to start too, and like research yourself.
Did you say Cash App to get to our audience?
you gotta talk to everybody.
You gotta talk to everybody. Okay, I like
Okay.
that. I appreciate that. That's good.
I'm not going to back Cash App. I'm just going to back Robinhood because Robinhood literally started as a stock trade. Cash App did not start there.
But Cash App does sell stocks.
No,
Yeah.
look. That's like
You know what else they sell that Robinhood don't?
But guess
Bitcoin.
what?
That's
That's like
nice.
Taco Bell selling chicken wings.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I'm gonna
Did you
be.
taste those chicken wings?
I'm gonna be. No, look.
Did you
Look,
taste
they
those
started
chicken
as
wings,
taco.
boy?
No.
Due to contribute, I do not trust them Burger King tacos.
I do not. Exactly. That's a good one.
Okay, that was a good one. Those are terrible.
That's a good one. So look, Cash App did not start doing stocks, and now they trying to creep into that market. Robinhood, that was their only function. That's their only function. But so look, if you whatever's each your own, nobody is sponsoring us, so you know what, you can have at it.
Hey, reach out to our people, man. Do what you got to do. I ain't hating on you.
Man. But yeah, so I'm off my horse with that of us getting educated. But yeah, green energy, go buy it.
Did
I'm
y'all
excited
hear?
that our president is married to an educator?
Oh,
That might
doctor.
bring around some good policies.
Doctor. What's her name?
Dr. Jill Biden.
Dr.
Jill
Jill.
Biden.
Dr. Joe
What's
Biden.
her name? I was like, Jill?
Just Jill.
It could be
Dr.
progressive,
Jill
and
Biden.
she maybe her name is different. Maybe she didn't take.
Well, isn't it Jill Jacobs Biden? It's hyphened, right? Jill Jacobs Biden.
I don't know.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
His name is my name.
Whenever I go up,
The people always shout.
there goes John.
What's the Doulahan? If you're not, we're gonna go back off topic.
This is
Nobody said anything.
So did y'all hear that Apple
Jill
Music
Tracy
has
Jacobs Biden.
Suchi's Tofu, and the streaming works like stocks, and the more that you stream, the more money that gets put into my pocket.
How much money have you made?
I don't even look at it.
Then why are you asking us to do it?
Ah, dang, we are. Get out my pockets.
anyway. Follow the link. Follow the links in the bio. Sushi's links are there.
I want to physically hurt you.
Yeah, before we beat him up. But anyway,
Oh,
what?
we got that thing.
Yes, we have that thing.
Okay.
So
We got video. We got some video dropping for you guys.
Oh, who do you?
Yeah, hootie hoo.
we got
Pass
something.
that Dutch.
We got
Pass
something.
that Dutch.
We got something real hot for y'all coming soon. So
No.
Pass the Dutch, baby.
I hate it.
No.
Oh, I just want. Okay.
No.
Okay. Doulahan has been. Let's go.
okay. So anyway, that is our show today. Until next week, you will hear from us again, as well as see this hilarious video that'll be posted hopefully this week.
Brought to you by Sparkle Bitch Suits.
Hey.
Anything you want to plug, baby? What's coming? What's coming new? What's new?
Black Friday sale. Be on the lookout.
Uh-oh.
What's included in Black Friday?
Everything you see will be 30% off, as well as brand new crop hoodies coming and backpacks.
I need some more sweatpants.
Fitness apparel and bigger competitor outfits and training suits
And sweatpants.
and competition suits.
It's vulgarity all over
It was a
again.
good try. It was good.
I'll be better next time.
Black Friday sale, guys.
Black
Anyway.
Friday sale.
Sparkle bitch. The links are in the bio as well, so check that out at your leisure. Anyway, there's no time to explain. Goodbye, everybody.
Ow.